Bivol's the #1 on my hit list, you know. Bivol he's a great competitor, great champion, but I'm a great champion too. I just want to test myself every single fight. I've seen Canelo in the building. Hey, let me just ask the fans this. Do you guys want to see Canelo versus David Benavidez? Enough said. That means that we can't leave that fight on the table. You know what I mean? Whatever. I have respect for Canelo. He's a great champion, but I'm a great champion too. Let's do it.
What he's saying that he wants to fight me and Beterbiev, it means that he's a great fighter. He's confident and he wanna achieve more and more. It's good, and what I could tell.
Do you remember the sparring with David?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we had a couple of sparrings. I remember it was some of good moments from my side, some good moments from his side. But you know, it's sparring. Sparring, it's sparring.
Our Mike Coppinger, our very own Mike Coppinger, is reporting that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh wants to make David Benavidez not versus Optaya, not to go down and fight one of the light heavies, but Alexander Usyk for the heavyweight championship in 2027.
I don't know how much more Usyk's gonna fight.
I agree.
But give me 2 more fights, 2 or 3 more fights.
Let him be undisputed at cruiserweight. Pick up 2 more belts there.
2 more fights, and then go to heavyweight and fucking Benavidez beats Usyk.
After dominating Zero Ramirez, David Benavidez is now targeting even bigger opponents. But Dmitry Bivol has finally responded to the intense call-out, completely changing the direction of the conversation.
Would you like to be undisputed once again by the end of the year?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, this is one of the options. Also, there is Benavidez, there is Beterbiev still, and also I'm open for cruiserweight. Why not? Yeah, I would like to get a chance to fight for another belt also in another weight class.
On one side, Bivol says he is willing to fight Benavidez, while on the other, Benavidez believes there is no genuine commitment or clear assurance coming from Bivol.
No, I haven't been assured anything. And like I said, but it doesn't really bother me. The good thing about me is I got time on my side. I'm 28 years old, so I still have a long time. You know, if anything, these guys, they're kind of getting out of their prime, so I'm barely stepping into my prime. If it doesn't happen now, it'll definitely happen later.
Taking shots at Canelo, Benavidez claims Crawford only outperformed him, but says he would hand Canelo an even more brutal loss that he would never forget.
I've been saying for a long time that I'd go in there and give Canelo the hardest fight of his career, and he would definitely remember me. You know, I think what Terence Crawford was boxing more carefully. It's not like he put a beating on him. You know, he just basically outclassed him. But for me, he would definitely feel me. He'd definitely remember me for the rest of his life.
Speaking on Bivol, Benavidez recalls sparring with him and hurting him in the 4th round, saying he understands his weaknesses, just like Ramirez was exposed because of their sparring sessions.
The last time I sparred him, I hurt him bad in the 4th round. But he's a great fighter. I don't take nothing away from him. The last time I sparred him, I was 22 years old, so that was about like 6 years ago. But I remember that, you know, there are some opportunities I could take advantage of.
Responding to that, Bivol says it was simply quality sparring, claiming he was testing Benavidez and denying David's statements about hurting him.
You know, spar, it's very different than a fight. I have a lot of sparrings when I wasn't good, when I was good. I'm not seeing on the sparrings, it's like on the fight. I'm checking, I'm just trying to do something, you know. I just have some mission for one sparring and I try to do it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But with Benavidez, it was good sparrings. I can't say that something was not good. Now it's Canelo. He has belts. Of course, he's the best in 168. They need to prove it. They need to earn belts. Then we will say. We have rules. You have belts, you are best.
No matter what took place during sparring, the fight receives a direct opinion from Teofimo Lopez, who believes Bivol would be a very tough opponent for Benavidez.
It hits different, and I feel like with Bivol, I think he's the only one that'll possibly give David Benavidez a little bit of run for his money.
Who do you like in the fight?
Move and all that?
Because of the movement, I think that Benavidez really capitalizes when you're right there with him. Yeah. And I think Bivol doesn't give you that kind of momentum. So
I think it's going to be a high-volume fight if it happens. Bivol throws a lot of punches. Benavidez throws a lot of punches.
So many options.
Yeah, I think that it's a great fight.
So I'm really with Devin on this, Shady, because I think that if you go back down and you have to drain yourself to get to the weight, and you're fighting a guy as good as Bivol who's not going to be there for you to hit, that's a bad matchup for Benavidez.
Adding to the discussion, Max Kellerman suggests that instead of dropping down in weight, Benavidez should pursue Artur Beterbiev, calling it the ideal fight for him.
I'll tell you a fight I'd rather see than him and Bivol, okay? And maybe even him and Opataya. It could be a catch weight, because I agree, I don't want to see him move down. Beterbiev!
That's a good fight, too.
Benavidez and Beterbiev is the best action fight you could even think of. That fight might be too brutal to make. That might be like, that fight is too dangerous to make. They're both too dangerous.
Yeah, Arthur with Arthur, none to play. Either him or Bivol. Like, they would take them two before he fights Ja, correct?
I don't know, man. I'm with Devin, man. You're already at cruiserweight.
I mean, I'm telling you, I think it would take a lot out of him trying to cut that weight back down.
As the conversation shifts, Max shares a report from Mike Coppinger that His Excellency Turki Alshik is not targeting Benavidez versus Beterbiev or even Canelo. Instead, the plan is reportedly a blockbuster clash between Alexander Usyk and David Benavidez for the heavyweight championship in 2027. This adds another intriguing layer to the drama, as a fighter chasing names like Canelo, Bivol, Beterbiev, and Gervonta could end up facing one of the greatest heavyweights of this era.
Our Mike Coppinger, our very own Mike Coppinger, is reporting that His Excellency Turki Alshik wants to make David Benavidez not versus Opataya, not to go down and fight one of the light heavies, but Alexander Usyk for the heavyweight championship in 2027. Turki Alshik is, of course, right again. Like when he was tweeting out after Moses Atama had a blowout win, he was tweeting out, "Hey, him and Usyk. Oh, it's too soon. Too soon. Everyone, stop." Of course, that's what you're really thinking about.
Now this completely changes the situation, and fans are eager to see a matchup where skill meets skill at the highest level. Devin Haney shares his thoughts, suggesting Benavidez is a powerful natural fighter, while Usyk has spent his entire career dealing with giants and relying more on skill than raw strength. Haney believes a fight between them would give boxing fans a true spectacle and finally answer where Benavidez stands against a man who has already conquered the heavyweight division.
After that performance by Benavidez, should Benavidez, beat Opataya, or even if he just moves up to heavyweight, Usyk is beating these giants, these behemoths, where he can see the punches coming, where he has a speed advantage.
And he's always faster.
He's always faster. What about a dude like this?
I think that it's a good fight because Usyk is not a big heavyweight.
Nope.
He's a guy who's at cruiserweight who went up to heavyweight. He's not the biggest. He's not beating guys, by just overpowering them. He's beating them by skill. Right. So I think that this is a great fight because it's skill versus skill, and with David will be his more natural self.
After a career-defining stoppage, David Benavidez now finds his future wide open, with the biggest question being whether he moves down or stays at cruiserweight. After a stunning performance, he has silenced many critics, answering doubts raised by experts like Andre Ward about whether moving up would trouble him or not. The Mexican monster has proven his point in the ring. And now, Benavidez also reveals he would prefer moving down, insisting that Dmitry Bivol remains his #1 target.
You going back down or you don't know yet?
No, I'm going back down because honestly, at the end of the day, what I want for myself is, nobody pushes me to do anything. Every fight that I've got for the past 5 fights, I've called myself. I want Bivol. I want Beterbiev. I want the hard fights that I'm gonna have to go deep inside myself and bring the best out of me. Like I've always said, in boxing, you have to put yourself in a position of stress to get the best version of yourself. And that means going up against the best of the best. And I definitely do want to show what my spirit is made of. And I want to show everybody that with belief in yourself, you could accomplish anything.
The boxing community is now hailing Benavidez as the true Mexican monster. Journalist Sean Zittel compares this matchup to legendary fights like Mayweather versus Gatti and Floyd Mayweather Jr. He also sets the record straight, reporting that no fighter has officially beaten Zurdo Ramirez for a 10 count in the 6th round while showing that level of power. It only adds more weight to how dangerous Benavidez has looked in his rise through the division.
A late stoppage by an accumulation of punches. Nobody on the record that I know of had him knocking out, not stopping TKO, but knocking out Zurdo Ramirez for a 10 count in the 6th round with that kind of, cackling display of power and speed like that. And that is the best performance of David Benavidez' career. And to compete, look, Floyd Mayweather, when he beat Arturo Gatti, was a heavy favorite. Arturo Gatti, kind of like Zurdo Ramirez, although obviously a much more beloved and exciting fighter and a bigger name.
Despite Zittel comparing the fight to Mayweather versus Gatti after watching Benavidez against Ramirez, Benavidez himself made it clear in his post-fight press conference that his true idol is Manny Pacquiao and that he is following his path. He says the motivation and inspiration he draws from Pacquiao is what fuels his mission to become the new face of boxing. Benavidez also gives full credit to his idol, setting an example for the next generation to respect those who paved the way.
I want to follow in the footsteps of my idol, Manny Pacquiao. You know, funny enough, me and Manny Pacquiao have the same birthday, so I feel like we have the same fire and the same flame. And, you know, I just want to give these types of exciting fights because when I was a little kid, this is what always excited me. You know, these types of fights, watching these, you know, these crazy knockouts, these crazy stoppages. And I think for me to be able to do this is, you know, I'm able to motivate the younger generation, just like how the old generation would motivate me as a little kid.
And then comes a shocking revelation from Benavidez's longtime promoter, Samson Lukovic, who explains why the Canelo fight never happened. He recalls getting a call from Canelo's trainer Eddie Reynoso, who admitted responsibility for the fight not being made. According to Samson, Reynoso even once suggested sparring between them, but he warned against it, believing it could end with Canelo getting knocked out. This only adds more tension to a fight that never came to life.
I have a call from Eddie Reynoso, and I want to say public that it's my fault because Canelo never fought David Benavidez. He called me up, he said, I need a sparring. Can I have David Benavidez? I tell him no, because he will knock out Canelo. So don't take it. Listen to me, you're my friend.
In the middle of it all stands Canelo, who added more controversy by skipping the Cinco de Mayo main event, drawing heavy boos from fans who accused him of avoiding the spotlight out of fear. Jose Benavidez Sr. did not hold back, blasting Canelo and claiming he is deliberately staying away because he knows the danger that comes with facing Benavidez. The criticism only adds more fuel to an already heated rivalry.
Canelo's not the same no more. He's tired. Reflexes are not good. You know, the feet is not good no more. His power's not there anymore. I think he's going to struggle with them, Billy, you know. At the end of the day, man, I just want to talk about David Benavidez, to be honest, the Mexican monster, you know.